Hey guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this terrific Tuesday here in Connecticut. Life is good, guys. Life is good. Strength, flexibility, and endurance. We're talking about flexibility today. $10. Get it down on my website. You'll have it today. Anyway, and your trumpet playing will be better immediately after you go through the exercises. Okay, one of my favorite exercises. Now, this is based on proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation, which in layman's terms means proper use of tension to create strength, flexibility, and endurance in every muscle that you're dealing with. Okay? Now, you can't tell what I'm doing because of my shirt and all this sort of stuff. But what I'm doing is starting from the shoulders and the neck muscles down. And I'm gradually tightening every single one, the glutes, the quads, everything, down until I feel like I'm gripping the floor with my toes. Tight, tight, tight. You let it go. Limp as a rag doll, and on the inhale, you do it again. All right? Do 5 of these. That's one. I love this because some of them just work on the arms, the legs, whatever. This gets the whole body. That's 3. Breathe through the nose. Last one. You can do these. You can silence the hiss a little bit, the hiss, but you can do these waiting on the line at the bank. You can do them waiting on the line in the grocery store, which I'm going to as soon as I'm done with this. Okay? Let me honk a little bit and we will talk about flexibility. Clark, number 3. Guys, that is totally relaxed corners, okay? That is a thick tongue that barely moves. But that's the only thing I'm thinking of, and a little air. Sniff. Barely moving. Now, when many people put the mouthpiece on and start trying to do that at that pace, the notes feel like they get caught. They get stuck. That is your tops trying desperately to stretch. Guys, that's not good. Now, just about 99.9% of all my students, when I ask them to spit buzz, Carnival of Venice, anything, they don't get caught. Never get stuck. Why does it get stuck when you play? Because you are not doing the same thing you are doing when you spit buzz as when you put the mouthpiece on. Okay, now, the tone will tell you. If it is not perfect immediately, okay, that's okay. As long as the tone is solid, keep working on it, though. Now, I put Vizuti's picture on the thumbnail. Now, he's the king of flexibility. I don't know anybody that's quicker than him. I don't know. No. I don't love his tone. I've got Doc Schutzer there, I've got Stagers there, and I've got Liberati there. I liked all three of their tones better. Okay? Now, I've done dozens of, half a dozen videos on Vizzuti. He's extraordinary. Extraordinary. Don't love his tone. He probably doesn't love mine. All right? So we're even. Here's the deal. When Vizzuti was out on the road with Stan Kenton, and he had a sort of a coming out party at the New York City Brass Conference years ago. And I'm talking years ago. Okay? And he played, as one of his numbers, this Carnival of Venus. His own creation, his own rendition, take off on the Carnival of Venice. Now, you're going to listen to this. He clams a lot at the beginning. This is not one of his primo performances. I heard this live, maybe 25 yards away from his bell. I thought it was extraordinary. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. All right? Vacchiano was sitting next to Jerry. Vacchiano was sitting right behind us, and he didn't say it to anybody in particular. But he came right out and said, and I'm very surprised he did it, because Vacchiano is very, very dignified and polite and cordial to everybody that came in. And he knew his place in the pantheon of trumpet players, and he conducted himself. I think it just came out. He was older at the time, but it came out loud enough for everybody around him to hear that opening salvo up to the double C and then the G. He said right out loud, "This is bullshit." Now, when I got to talk to him down the road a little bit, he told me the sound. Now, anybody that tries to make this go faster, the multiple tonguing and everything, it's easier to do when you're playing soft. It just is. And Vacchiano knew one tone and one tone only, the Germanic sound of the orchestra. And I think you'll all agree, that is not it. He said he thought the greatest trumpet player that ever lived, and he changed his mind over the years, but he told me thought the greatest trumpet player that ever lived was Del Stagers. And he says, now that was a tone. Okay? I asked him about Doc Schutzer. He says, quite good. Now, Doc Schutzer and Stagers are not, and Liberati, of course. Liberati are not as fast as him. They can't play as, Vizzuti that is. They can't play as high as him and all this, so there's more that they can do, Vizzuti, than can do with him. I like all three of their tones better. All right? And I'm telling you, that is not knocking him. Before you come and slam me and say that you think you're better than Vizzuti. No, I don't. I'm just going to delete you. That's not what I'm saying. I find his tone to be a little too thin. Okay? Now, there's lots of reasons for this. He grew up a prodigy. He was always standing in front. He was never back in the section, and he was always standing in front by himself, usually with a microphone that far from the build, whether he's doing a jazz solo or he's doing a concert solo or whatever with the Rochester Philharmonic, whatever the case may be. But, to my way of thinking, flexibility, guys, all four of those guys that I just talked about, their tongue is right. Guys, you can't do it any other way. The tongue barely moves. Guys, it's barely moving. Barely moving. It's locked in. The compression is right, and they got it. All right? All right. Strength, flexibility, we'll do endurance tomorrow. Love you all.